Woohoo! We just turned off the motor. Finally got some wind again. That feels so good to be sailing. And we're sailing almost just as fast as we were motoring. So happy the wind came up. It's not forecasted to even be sailable. So we call this bonus wind. Alright, so we got 12 knots, 40 degrees apparent. Our autopilot is just working on apparent wind. We're doing 6 knots through the water, fighting a little bit of a current. And the wind is forecasted just to clock around even more. So, yeah, should be good sailing from here on out. Knock on wood. At the end of each shift, we do fill out like a log book. We have a ship's log, and we fill out like our position and date and time and kind of our heading and speed, and then anything notable. And today's log for me is definitely gonna say whales, because we saw some freaking whales. I seen something earlier. Just a wave breaking. There. 3 o'clock.
Oh my god!
I was just on watch, and I think we saw our first whale.
Yeah.
First whale the whole trip. So woke up Panda.
Super exciting.
And yeah, it's really hard to film. They're pretty far off, and we don't have like a big telephoto, but an amazing experience to see. Hopefully we'll see some more. That is so cool.
I love it.
There they are. Just spotted some whales again.
What? They're jumping so high. That is so cool.
What do you see?
See these whales that are jumping in the air, splashing.
What kind of whales? Whoa!
You gotta see
That
this.
was cool. Whoa! That's so cool how high out of the water they get.
Yeah.
Oh, and another one. Dang.
Humpback whales.
I wish we had a super good lens to show y'all, but that would be nearly impossible with the waves.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, and right now we are moving, doing 6.8. And I figure our 24-hour or our average speed in that time. So, we averaged 6.3 knots on that last.
So my watch has been pretty amazing. Really easy, like 7 knots through the water, over ground, all the things. And we've been sailing since wee hours of the morning. So it feels good to continually sail, not up and down with the motor. Yeah, we are cruising along. And it feels great. We got to see whales earlier. It's been awesome. Darren and I have been watching Black Sails. We're both kind of on different episodes, but that's getting like really interesting. There's so many cliffhangers. We've been enjoying our day of easy sailing. I'll say that now. But the winds are supposed to increase a little bit more starting, I think, tomorrow morning. So we'll see how that goes. We're gonna enjoy this dinner that Darren made, and then it's time for Darren's watch. good looking.
Some pesto pasta with sauteed onions, mushrooms, bell peppers, some spices.
Oh, that looks good.
Yeah.
Smells delicious. Good job.
Well, you haven't had it yet.
Well, it smells delicious. Looks delicious. I think it's gonna be delicious.
It'll be caloric. That's the important part. There you go.
Sweet, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Did they go to the bow?
Look at this bird. Like,
Oh, you
got anything down there? Huh?
And this is how we pass our time on Passage. Watching dolphins and whales becomes an exciting event when there's nothing else going on in the middle of the ocean.
Do you see it? Yeah. Whoa!
Hey, dolphins!
Those look like big dolphins.
Dolphins! It doesn't sound like a dolphin, does it?
I don't think so.
Maybe a different dialect.
Dory. Dory, this is not whale.
Whales and dolphins in one day.
Oh no! Whoa!
Must be schooling fish.
They're keeping their distance. Not like the playful dolphins in the
Yeah, they're
Caribbean.
not as playful.
No. Like they don't get close to the boat, they don't play in the bow wake. These are serious dolphins.
They have food to catch, man. It's
No,
fucking cold.
no time to fuck around up here.
They have to survive.
And when there's not wildlife to amuse us while on watch, we jam out to our favorite tunes. Try surfing the waves with Panda Boat without falling over. And even have dance sessions in the cockpit. Oh, I guess that wasn't what Darren was listening to. We dance, 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 and the miles just pass us by. And now, back to our regularly scheduled programming. After a shift handoff briefing, a typical watch usually involves assembling and eating some food, checking our course, drinking some tea to wake up, monitoring all the instruments, sitting at the helm listening to an audiobook or podcast, peeking at the sail trim, checking for boats or whatever else is bobbing around in the ocean with us, downloading and analyzing the latest weather forecast, and getting up and out to have a good look at the boat, sails, surroundings, current weather, and sea state. And naturally end up contemplating the mysteries of life and the world which comes with staring out into the big blue expanse. Or gray in this case.
My shift has been super fun. The wind has been steadily increasing, so we put a first reef in the head sail. We already had a first reef in our main. The waves have increased to about 1 meter now, so it's been really awesome surfing on some of these waves. I've had a great morning so far. We're also almost to our next waypoint, so that's closer to our destination of Newfoundland.
We've come to Cape Race, Newfoundland. So we're just a couple miles offshore. I can see the lighthouse. However, the conditions have picked up, so it's not quite super fun right now. We have probably like 2+ meter waves that we're getting knocked around and surfing down. And the wind is about 20 knots. And yeah, so we had a bunch of sail area up, and we just had to take some down to slow the boat down because we were going super fast. So now that we're rounding the cape.
The battery on our GoPro died just as Darren was going to explain the situation. But we had a really rough night sailing the rest of the way along the coast of Newfoundland to St. John's.
Land ho! Newfoundland, Canada. Look at that. Wow. Oh, she's a beautiful landfall. How you doing? Nervous?
Of course.
Nervous because we have to deal with COVID stuff. It's not just like a simple come into port. So we're making phone calls and talking to the harbor master and just making sure we have the right permissions to come in rather than just coming on into port. So it's not normal times.
Harbor Master, St. John's Harbor Master. This is sailing vessel Panda.
Where are you located now?
We're in the bay, like 2 miles out, grounding Cape Sphere.
Where did you come from, over?
Came from Ellsworth, Maine.
Okay, protocol here right now is St. John's is not accepting any measurable yacht, but out of we're going. I'll give you a number and I'll wait to hear back from you about the week that due to the COVID-19 situation that we go, there is restrictions on that unless you technically go first or something like that, but they make the final call. Give them a call, let me know how you make it.
All right, thank you very much.
and no more. Yeah, it is.
You'll have to go through border services, Canadian border services, and also the health department, and also with me right now, if it's not essential, you are not permitted to enter the station.
Since we weren't allowed into the harbor while we waited for permission to dock, and we were exhausted, we decided to anchor by the bay close by.
Okay, so in new developments, we just got allowed access into St. John's Harbor. And unfortunately, this was just after we dropped anchor in a cove that's kind of by the harbor. So now we're gonna pull up anchor and head in.
Well, we got permission to go inside. I'm still nervous. I know, that's a good one.
Nervous about docking?
Yeah, I'm nervous about docking and just what they have to say of our restrictions or what other loops or holes we need to go into. No? Anyway. Yeah, but it is really gorgeous here. It's been a stressful few hours kind of waiting and trying to figure out if we'd be denied entry and what our contingency plans are. So I'm hopeful that this is a good sign.
Right now, that's the best in the best of the zone. That's where you are to proceed, going in the right direction.
But
Okay, copy that. Then to in front of that business establishment, I do have visual on that side. Stand by 1-1 now.
Okay, Roger, and then the border services will be there to meet you when you tie up.
Excellent. Really appreciate the help and support here. And 1-1.
Roger, no problem.
So we're docked here in St. John's, and we're all tied up. We're all set. We've been granted access by the Port Authority and by the local customs in the city. But next is the customs said, hey, we'll call the like state level just to check in and let them know you're here. So we did that, and Amanda has had a hell of a time. I guess do that check-in. Tell us about it. A little frustrating dealing with government officials, yeah?
it's awful, and they make you feel awful.
What did they say to make you feel awful?
They basically were telling me that I was lying. Anyway, they have to call back. But I was on the phone with them for like over an hour and a half, most of the time on hold. I just don't understand. I'm also tired. This is frustrating.
Yeah, that is.
Being put on, being told you're not allowed in, you're allowed in, and then you're not allowed in. It's just frustrated. Like, I contacted even like a local CBSA and they were super nice. And then like contacting this, I don't know, whoever, they're just super mean. Like, I don't want to be like kicked out or whatever, you know?
Yeah, we're
I'm
trying
just
to do
trying to follow the rules.
I know, trying to do the right thing.
Like, those CBSA officers that came here, I feel like I was getting them in trouble because she was asking all these questions. Like, they didn't tell you your travel was not essential and that you're not supposed to be here. And I was like, no, they let us stay here and they told us we were allowed to get what we needed. And then she twisted my words to the next officer, and then the next officer was like telling me that, oh, you're telling everyone different stories of what you need and what you are. It's just not fair. I don't want to infect their country. It's not like I'm saying I'm gonna go ashore and breathe on people. I'm just gonna be here on my boat. Wait for a window to leave. That's what they told us we're allowed to do. That's even in their fucking website, that transiting boats are allowed to come to refuel and provision or whatever else to stop over if they're going somewhere. I just don't understand why they're giving me a hard time. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Dealing with government agencies, frustrating. Even talked with John, the harbor master. He's super nice, and he just kind of laughed. He's like, yeah, different government agencies, it's difficult, but I wouldn't worry, we're here. So
Despite the emotional roller coaster start to our quarantine stay in St. John's, we found ourselves welcomed by friendly locals willing to help us out in any way they could. While waiting for a good weather window to depart, we prepared for our next passage, and we made friends with the Norwegian World Cruising family in the sailboat across from us, who convinced us to make the stop in Greenland. Join us for the next episode as we set sail and begin our journey across the North Atlantic.
So I had put out some lines, but the birds keep attacking it. I'd like to think that they are not dumb going after a wood lure, but yeah, either that or they are scaring the fishes off, which maybe I should just accept that, and that's why we're not getting fish. Unsure. Stuck. Stuck.
ready for your ball?
I got stuck. Yes. Did you pack it for two? Hi! What did we do? Oh, I got what you did. I can't fuck around. Because dolphins fuck around.
Oh, yeah.